I don't know about you, but I am excited for this quarantine because we're going to get to see everybody's crazy come out. Most people operate as part of this perpetual social feedback loop that lets you know how to be a normal person. This includes not just your friends and your associates, but also the media you consume and the time-shifted interactions you have, like replying to a text message. And all of these social cueing sources are a part of your personal mythology. See, you are constantly recalculating and reconverging on a new average weighted by your summed experiences. And people's averages are sort of like doing the alignment on a car, where every part is interdependent on the other parts. So it's natural for similar averages to group between boundaries in social life, such as the people with whom you work, the common interests you share with others, the languages you speak, or the region or settlement in which you live. And this is what we call culture. And different components of your average, many of which are rituals and conventions, the difference being functionality, are informed by the different communities within your culture. So the centermost layer is necessarily the self. And starting with the most intimate, typical layers on top of the self might be partners, family, village, organizations, state, and necessarily world, which is definitively all human beings. If we really wanted to examine the highest level, we could add reality itself to the top of that list, but if you're already at that level of oneness, you probably have better things to be doing than listening to me. But as we are staying in this physical isolation, suddenly we have just removed a huge number of familiar, relied upon waypoints guiding towards our personal version of social normalcy, or at least whatever passes for it for most of us. And while hopefully this is a lesson in not taking such things for granted, the bigger point here is that we're now calculating our entire average, but almost entirely based on feedback from the self, and maybe one or two of the most intimate layers on top of it. So you're going to start to see averages become much more localized to households or even individuals, rather than villages or organizations. Now, of course, the society level through media and state level are still going to affect your average, but that's a whole separate conversation for another time. What I'm looking forward to is this broad and no doubt unexpected rainbow of individualities that are going to erupt expressively during and after the quarantine. As people begin to resonate intensely with themselves, perhaps more than ever. Let the games begin.